Hey, what's up, guys? It's the Crypto Ginger here. Just want to bring you a quick bit of cryptocurrency news that I've stumbled across, and this might be old news for some of you guys, and I apologize for regurgitating information you've already heard. And I would talk about the charts of the coins, but if you've been paying attention to them yourselves, guys, within the last week, pretty much the entire market cap has had what most people are considering as a boring observation here, because not a lot of volatility and movement with the entire market cap itself. Bitcoin has had some dominance here. It's remained a little bit more dominant than all the others in your top five. But again, not a lot of activity happening there. Now, of course, some of the news that I've been able to look into while there's been a lack of activity in the entire market cap are things such as the subpoenas that have been issued out by the S.E.C on ICOs and companies involving ICOs. As a matter of fact, this article from NewYorkTimes.com is very specific in regards to stating that about 80 different companies and individuals were actually issued subpoenas for ICOs and the involvement of ICOs. Now, interesting enough, guys, I did a video regarding the S.E.C, and they issued 5 important facts that crypto investors should know in regards to S.E.C's stance on cryptocurrency. Now, the first one here, I'll go over this quickly, is there are no S.E.C registered ICOs. 2, the S.E.C can't always have your back. 3, sorry, but some ICO tokens are definitely securities. 4, the S.E.C treats cryptos like currency. And 5, the S.E.C likes crypto. So that last one there might seem a bit out of out of the ordinary of the rest of this list here. That S.E.C likes crypto, but they really do not like ICOs, and they definitely are stating, some of those ICO tokens are definitely securities. So with that being said, it's very interesting to see that just recently, within the last couple of months, they have cracked down on a lot of the ICOs, especially in the United States, and I would imagine primarily in the United States, just simply because I'm not entirely sure how much jurisdiction they would have outside of the United States for regulations and against ICOs. But regardless of the matter, these regulations that have happened have really hindered United States citizens from being involved in ICOs in general. Unless you're a big-time venture capitalist who can work around certain loopholes, you really can't get invested in ICOs here in the United States. And there are other countries that are dealing with the same issues, but these crackdowns are really preventing that. But of course, there could be some positive that's coming from this in regards to the S.E.C cracking down on very non-legitimate ICO companies or ICOs that were just simply going to scam out anyways. It's interesting that we're talking about ICOs and the potential of maybe very scamish situations with ICOs and companies. And you have an article like this. I've done a video on this before, but Venezuela now claims to have collected around $3 billion from investors from 127 countries. Now, this is very interesting, guys. This is a coin that's being backed by a barrel of oil, and they claim they have 127 different countries on board. Here's the list of a majority of these countries so far. Interesting enough, they had originally quoted that Poland was one of these countries that supported this and was on board and invested, and they immediately refuted that report. Why? I'm not entirely sure why they would immediately refute those claims. But what I did find interesting is that the United States is being claimed as being participant of this particular ICO, when you have, again, all these subpoenas taking place. Most majority of people in the United States can't invest themselves into ICOs because of the S.E.C, but yet the United States is invested in this Venezuela current cryptocurrency. So it'll be interesting to see how this actually plays out, guys. I have heard quite a bit of negative, some positive about this cryptocurrency, the Petro, but I'm not entirely sure. Let me know what you think about this, guys, in the comments section. I'm rather skeptical But again, I really want to see how this actually starts playing out there, especially stating that they're being oil backed. It would be interesting to see if they even have the amount of oil necessary to back up $3 billion worth. So outside of that, guys, I did want to let you know that I had done a video in the past about Starbucks. I know I do a lot of videos regarding some of the hot topics here, but these hot topics are being brought back up again. Now, Starbucks had originally said they were interested in blockchain and possibly cryptocurrency, but Bitcoin was completely out of the question. However, they've come back out and stated that really they are gaining an even stronger stance on blockchain. Still no Bitcoin, but definitely blockchain, which could lead anyone now to think whether or not this is a company going to try to implement their own coin, the Starbucks coin. Now, this is me making a speculation, obviously, but it would be interesting to see Starbucks take that kind of approach. This is something, if you are familiar with Starbucks, they're just about on every corner, as prevalent as you can get it. And if they could start their own cryptocurrency and have people invest into that cryptocurrency to buy coffee or even buy gift cards, for example, this could be huge for them as a company and also brand new investors for mass adoption. In the last video, I stated that basically Starbucks had announced in 2015 they were holding onto several $1 billion worth of money that was invested in just the Starbucks gift cards alone. So the fact that they had that much money invested and it was just sitting there not being used means that there's a substantial amount of money just sitting there for Starbucks to gain from if they needed to. And could you imagine where this could go if they turned themselves into a crypto coin? I think of the mass adoption that would immediately take place because of that. Speaking of mass adoption, this right here I found very interesting. This is an article from DetroitNews.com talking about Bitcoin ATMs being placed in all sorts of locations, party stores, gas stations, but primarily they're being put in low-income locations throughout Detroit, which is interesting because most people are actually speculating that due to the low-income areas, Bitcoin ATMs are basically being used for laundering money. Interesting enough, there have been recent articles come out that Bitcoin or any cryptocurrencies actually are on the lowest part of the totem pole for being used for illegal activities. Actually, the US dollar has been one of the top currencies to be used for illegal activities. So with that being the case, people could have taken illegal US dollars and put it into a Bitcoin ATM, for example, to launder that for sure. But I do think that this is a great way for mass adoption to take place when you start incorporating Bitcoin ATMs everywhere. It definitely gives the signal that cryptocurrency is readily available for anybody. I know that I've seen Bitcoin ATMs in the city where I commute to back and forth. And of course, interesting enough, I found this so funny that someone posted there is a Bitcoin ATM right in the middle of the jungle in Costa Rica. So you're finding Bitcoin ATMs just about everywhere. So I just wanted to kind of end that on a funny note. Right in the middle of the jungle, you have a Bitcoin ATM. Why? Well, possibly mass adoption in the Costa Rica area. Who knows? But very interesting enough to see that it can be reached from quite a bit of different angles there. So outside of that, guys, I want to thank you for being a part of my channel and listening in. And of course, if you ever want to get a hold of me, you can hit me up on the comment section. I'd love to hear from you guys. Let me know what you think about all of this, and also look for me on Twitter under the Crypto Ginger. Usually I'm on there, and I definitely love communicating with you guys, talking to you guys, and conversing. So if you like what you see tonight, guys, hit that like button, and if you're new to this channel here, hit that subscribe button just as well. Outside of that, thanks for watching. Have a good night. Bye bye.